Over the past year, there has been a lot of discussion about using clays for hair loss. Unfortunately, there were a lot of outrageously spectacular claims made about them that caused an instant backlash from the veterans and a lot of false hope and confusion from newbies. And due to this, the real benefits of clay for the balding person were lost. So, we here at worldhairloss.org are going to attempt to fix that a bit. And I'm going to show you how to make your own mixture so you can cheaply and easily enjoy this treatment yourself. All right, let's go. Hello everybody, I'm John Christian. I'm an editor for worldhairloss.org. I'm a longtime consumer rights advocate for hair loss sufferers, and I'm a pioneer of Forum LLLT. You probably know me as Over Macho Grande. Clays have been around for a long time. I'm not just talking about Romans and Greeks here. I'm talking about what matters. They've been around a long time in the hair loss internet world. And as an observer since the 90s, I've seen a lot of people try various clays and clay mixtures, and the results can usually be summed up by saying that it's a weak positive. People like the way it makes them feel and how it makes their hair look, but that's about it. No real, oh my God, results. Also, there doesn't seem to be any particular magic clay type. Bentonite, French green, they all seem to be extremely similar in their properties. And if there is a difference, it just doesn't live up to the marketing hype. However, I do think that most of us should be using them. And I'll get into why in a second. But as I said before, we've had a lot of claims over the past year about how clays are some new miracle product and something that on its own can reverse hair loss. There have been claims that clays actually pull DHT out of the clogged follicle receptors. We've heard that clays work better than all the FDA approved and cleared treatments combined. And I even saw it written where a customer was being told that clay alone would be better than clay and laser therapy together. So, Mr. Customer, drop the laser therapy and only use my clay. Thank you. Now look, you can take these statements or you can leave these statements. The fact is, clays have been tried in the forums for years, and the practical evidence, and we're talking first-hand user reports here, it just doesn't back it up. But there are still some fantastic benefits from this type of treatment, and it's my personal opinion that most people suffering from male pattern baldness would probably benefit from using clay, either directly or indirectly. Indirectly meaning that it'll help other treatments work better. So, let's put aside the hype and focus on the facts. Clays work in two primary ways. The first way is by absorption. Yep. Clays act like a big sponge. The bentonite clay molecule draws other substances into its internal structure, and this enables those other substances to be removed when the clay is removed. Simple enough. The second is by adsorption. Toxins basically adhere and bind to the surface of the clay because of ionic bonding. Basically, electrons from the toxins get stolen by the clay, and that causes them to stick to it. Then the previously mentioned absorption properties kick in, and that causes them to get sucked into the internal structure of the clay again, and once again, it washes off. Also, this is very important, the microscopic size of the clay molecule enables it to penetrate the skin pretty well, so this helps it do its job. It's my belief that a lot of both homemade remedies and commercial products don't work well for hair loss because they don't penetrate into the skin enough. But it's not a problem for this. So why does this matter? Why does any of this matter? Scalps with MPB often have a sebum and oil problem, and this sebum and oil can exacerbate inflammation, and sebum can even be high in DHT content. Follicles can get clogged with this stuff, and that makes matters a lot worse. So it makes sense for us to want to block as much as we can, and it makes sense for us to want to remove as much of the sebum, oil, and other gunk that may even be caused by commercial products from the follicle. Here's a very crappy and simplistic animation to explain what I'm talking about. And it's probably not completely technically accurate, but my only purpose here is to show my interpretation of what I feel to be the greatest benefit of clay. So here we go. Over time, the scalp builds up with sebum and oil. That sebum and oil is in the follicle as well. When you wash that away, yes, the surface becomes clean, but there can still be a buildup that doesn't get washed away. And the sebum and oil, full of DHT and causing irritation, returns pretty quickly. So, the idea with the clay is that it's a somewhat deep penetrating substance. So you put it on, it seeps into your skin and follicles, and it begins to bond with the oil and sebum via the absorption and adsorption process. Then when you wash it away, it removes more sebum and oil than would have been removed otherwise. Well, how would this help? Well, if sebum and oil are a source of inflammation, and inflammation is a contributing factor for hair loss, it's not hard to see that removing this is a positive. Also, this is why I, Over Macho Grande, am interested in this. This extra sebum and oil definitely can block a significant portion of laser energy when you use LLLT. As you probably know, I've done a lot of work with LLLT over the years, and finding ways to enhance the treatment are near and dear to my heart. I think using something like clay can be crucial for some people with laser therapy. Finally, it makes sense to me that all topicals that you use could possibly work better if the oil and sebum buildups are removed. You're clearing a path for, more of whatever topical you're using to get in there and work its magic, do its job, etc. All of this is my reasoning as to why most everyone would benefit from this treatment. The best part, you can make it yourself for very little money, and I will show you how.